1998 was a landmark year for this institution. On the 15th of January that year, a charter was granted by the Sindh Provincial Assembly under Act 2 of 1998 under the name of the Institute of Business Management, granting the institution the status of a degree-awarding institution. CBM thus became the first college under IoBM. This beautiful, expansive, purpose-built campus, on the grounds of which we stand today, was nothing but a barren piece of land some 20 years ago. It became our home in the summer of 2000, when CBM moved from the old campus at the PAF base to this location. The custom-designed academics building, the first of 7 buildings that stand on this 11-acre plot of land today, was ready for occupation. The building comprised a basement and 2 floors, nearly 20 classrooms, a small library, and offices for management and faculty, and was big enough to accommodate 1,000 students who had by then joined CBM. Since then, IoBM has grown from strength to strength and now comprises 4 affiliated colleges and a custom-designed operating under its umbrella, the first of 7 buildings that stand on the challenging world any higher education institution ready for occupation. The capacity to shift and change, to develop new skills and 20 classrooms, in short, a small library for its students to learn, for management and faculty, to cater to the requirements of a rapidly growing student body, 1,000 students, and also had by then an eye on future needs. Our infrastructure has grown from strength to strength and now comprises 4 affiliated colleges and a custom-designed operating under its umbrella. The first of 7 the major shortcomings the challenging world any higher education of regular administrative corporate sector. Capacity to shift and address this, to develop institute has since at the very beginning, in short, maintain strong relations with business management and faculty, cater to the requirements of Entrepreneurship and Management Excellence Center, or EMAX, and also had previously the Business Support Center, provided training programs for corporate executives and now especially small and medium enterprises, and served strong platform to facilitate interactions between institutions and the world, seminars, issues of national congresses, offer training and development in various disciplines, as well as IoBM faculty, at 1:13. Full-time faculty members constitute nearly half of the total faculty strength. The Institute has recently added several PhDs, and the trend will continue in the future. The college enjoys excellent networking with the corporate community, and IoBM students have found employment in market-leading firms. Co-curricular activities are encouraged and debates, dramas, and sports are held. Such activities are organized by student societies, and IoBM has fully implemented LMS, a world-class campus management system, and IoBM debates, dramas, and sports are held. Such activities are organized tracking by student societies and delivery of a robust learning and educational environment. Not surprisingly, IoBM's QBCM has fully implemented by higher education world-class campus management systems. IoBM is committed to excellence in all spheres of academic endeavor and has progressively upgraded its infrastructure. The Shah Jahan S. Karim Center of Excellence building, inaugurated in June 2017, is the largest building on campus with a covered area of 152,000 square feet and an open area of 15,000 square feet. The center houses 22 classrooms, 68 faculty offices, 2 examination halls of 11,000 square feet, laboratories, a media studio nearly 2,600 square feet in size, seminar and training halls, and 22 hostel rooms for students and faculty. It also has the Secretariat of the Entrepreneurship and Management Excellence Center, which includes highly sophisticated seminar lecture rooms and dining facilities for those who come to participate in seminars or short-term training, as well as the offices of ORIC and the SSK Academic Writing Center. The Institute has over 70 bilateral and multilateral academic cooperation agreements with leading universities in Europe and Asia. IoBM students go to these universities for a semester under the Student Exchange Program, for which the host universities provide exemption from tuition fee, boarding, and lodging. Students from some of these foreign universities have also been coming to IoBM. Apart from this, the Institute has a robust internship and placement program and student counseling facilities. At IoBM, we have always respected the right to education of every talented and deserving individual in society. Based on that principle, we provide financial assistance to nearly 25% of our students every year, either on the basis of merit or need. In addition, the IoBM Endowment Fund, set up in 2016, is designed to expressly support free education for individuals from the least privileged sections of society. The IoBM Outreach Program, set up at the behest of our founder-president, the late Mr. Shah Jahan S. Karim in 2015, also continues to reach out to talented and deserving youth in the less developed districts of Sindh. Promising students identified from these districts are taken through a process of coaching and testing before being finally selected and enrolled in a 4-year fully funded undergraduate degree program. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation gown worn at the convocation has been designed in-house by the Convocation Planning Committee. The inspiration for the gown's border was obtained from the Sindhi ajrak. Ajrak, with its geometric and floral designs printed in radiant hues of crimson and indigo, has been crafted by dexterous Sindhi artisans for centuries.
The background music, which you are now hearing, is the tune of our Institute's anthem. The academic procession is now entering the auditorium. At the head of the procession, carrying the Institute flag, is Dr. Tariq Rahim Sumro, Dean of the Bashir Jan Muhammad College of Computer Science and Information Systems, followed by students of all 4 constituent colleges carrying their respective college emblems. Those entering next are the gold medalists from the graduating batches of 2020 of the Institute's 4 constituent colleges wearing their respective colors. Entering after them are MPhil graduates wearing violet gowns and caps with violet tassels. In their wake are PhD graduates wearing green gowns and caps with green tassels. Now come the heads of departments wearing black gowns and caps with grey tassels. Among them are the deans and associate deans of the Institute's constituent colleges. The Chancellor, the keynote speaker, the President, members of the Board of Governors, and the Rector are now entering the auditorium. Included among them are Dr. Syed Irfan Haider, Mr. Masood Hashmi, Mr. Muhammad Sharif, Mr. Sharik Vora, President KCCI, Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba, our keynote speaker, Mr. Talib Sayyid Kareem, President IoBM, and Mr. Bashir Jan Muhammad, Chancellor IoBM. You are requested to remain standing while the national anthem is played. I now request Dr. Mavish Salim to start the convocation proceedings.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Every milestone is a good reason to gather, share our excitement with friends and family, feel pride in our accomplishments, and enjoy the warmth of connection. The current global situation due to COVID-19 has made it unwise for groups to gather in the usual way. Keeping in view the government's guidelines on mass gatherings during COVID-19, this year we have a hybrid graduation ceremony. So to all our graduates who are connected with us virtually, we miss your presence here with us today. Honorable Governor Mr. Imran Ismail, the keynote speaker Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba, the Chancellor of the Institute of Business Management Mr. Bashir Jan Muhammad, members of the Board of Governors and the President of the Institute of Business Management, distinguished guests, parents and families of graduating students, faculty members and graduates. On behalf of the Institute of Business Management, I'm truly honored to extend a warm welcome to you all to the 23rd Convocation of the Institute of Business Management. Thank you for joining us today as we honor the graduates of 2020. This is the fourth convocation after the loss of the founder president, the late Mr. Shah Jahan Sayyid Kareem. Let's begin with a little prayer that we continue to carry forward the legacy Mr. Kareem created for us. May I now request the worthy Chancellor, Mr. Bashir Jan Muhammad, to declare the 23rd Convocation of the Institute of Business Management open.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I declare the 23rd Convocation of the Institute of Business Management open.
Thank you, sir. To proceed further with the ceremony, may I request Hafiz S.M. Talha Kalia, graduate of MBA Weekend Program, to recite verses from the Holy Quran, Huda Fatma Mirza, graduate of BBA-honors, to translate the verses, and Hafiz Araz Beg, graduate of MBA evening program, to recite Durood Sharif.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العظيم.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. The Messenger, Muhammad, peace be upon him, believes in whatever has been sent down to him from his Lord, and so do the believers. All have believed in Allah and His angels and His books and His messengers, declaring, "We do not differentiate in believing in any of His messengers." And they said, "We heard and we obeyed. Your forgiveness be granted to us, O our Lord, and towards only you is our return." Allah does not place a burden on any soul except to the extent of its strength. Beneficial for it is the goodness it earned, and harmful for it is the evil it earned. O our Lord, do not seize us if we forget or have made a mistake. O our Lord, and do not place a heavy burden upon us, as you have placed on those before us. O our Lord, and do not place on us a burden for which we do not have the strength to bear. And pardon us and forgive us and have mercy on us. You are our master, so help us against the disbelievers. Ameen. Sadaqallahul Azim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد جزاك الله خير.
Jazakallah. It is my pleasure to invite Mrs. Sabina Mohsin, Executive Director, Administration, Finance, and HR, to introduce the Chancellor of the Institute of Business Management and invite him to share his words of wisdom.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed, Chancellor, IoBM, is an entrepreneur par excellence with interest in variety of business enterprises in Pakistan and overseas. He is Chairman and Director, Westbury Group of Companies, Dalda Foods Limited, Wazir Ali Industries, and several Pakistan-Malaysia joint venture companies in the edible oil business. He is also Chairman, Pak Malaysia Business Council of FPCCI, Member Board of Civil Aviation Authority, and has been Chairman and Director of Pakistan Stock Exchange, PICIC, MCB Bank, and CDC. Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed is a law graduate and chartered accountant. He has also been part of the entourage of prime ministers and presidents of Pakistan and official member of many trade and export delegations. Moreover, he is council member of International Seed Crushers Association based in the UK and life member of the FPCCI. He has immensely contributed in the area of social welfare and is currently Chairman Jan Mohammed Daud Trust that manages the 250-bedded Kharadar General Hospital in Liari and Ma Park Westbury Free Clinic and Ambulance Service at Port Qasim. He is also Chairman of CAS School and has been on the Board of Governors of IoBM since its inception. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together in welcoming Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. Imran Ismail, Governor, in absentee here, but he'll be recording his message. Mr. Talib Karim, the President, Sabina Mohsin, Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba. Practically, he's my son, because when he was born, I was outside in the hospital. Ali, welcome to you. Faculty member, professors, students, fellow, and today's chief guests. I must say that today's chief guests are not me or anybody, or the governor. Today's chief guests are the parents of students who are passing out today. I must tell you, the fellow students, that your parents, you have worked 4 years in this college, but your parents have worked 20 years for you, from right one day to today, and now you have to pay back. And I notice, unfortunately, that the generation gap is going up. We don't have time for parents also. I would urge you that, and I think one opportunity COVID give, that you spend more time in the family or more time in the parents. So please keep it up. Please do remember, please do totally remember that generation gap should not be wide. The gap should shorten. Unfortunately, this is becoming like a European country like Pakistan, where after 18 years, the children think they are independent. They are not independent, they are dependent all from first day to the last day. So my request and my great efforts the parents have made must be acknowledged. Ladies and gentlemen, at the university, IoBM, we have tried to give you whatever education we give. But this is theoretical education. You are now going into the field. You are now going open field. And you have to come bring in the challenges The world is getting more and more competitive. World is getting more and more not very glorious girl. Therefore, now your achievement and your challenges are more important, and you have to face the challenges. I must congratulate the teachers, the professors, and the students who are getting degree today. They well deserved it from an institution which is one of the best in the country, and I am proud to be associated with it. And I must give compliment to our great past president, Mr. Shah Jahan Karim, who dreamt of it, who dreamt of putting institution. He came to my house 25 years back almost, and I was really surprised. A government servant, chief secretary, was thinking of education. He dreamt of it. Therefore, I will ask you, all the students and all the graduating class, please do dream. Keep your dream in mind. If you are joining a bank, dream of becoming president of the bank. If you are joining business, dream of becoming top like Ali Tabba or anybody else. Don't feel that you are inferior to anybody. You are superior, provided your mind is clear. I must say, little bit, Ali is sitting, little bit, I'll share some views with you. His father was with me in 1948 in school. So we grew up together. At 1960, we graduated. I went in education, I went to chartered accountancy law. His father went in business. And till few years before he died, unfortunately he died very early, he was master of the textile industry in Pakistan. They're the best textile exporters for the last 20, 30 years. And he mastered it. Of course, I, myself, humbly, I joined as in a edible oil industry at the salary of 1,300 rupees. But I decided to be master in edible oil. So by the grace of God, I gone on the higher side. Of course, Ali is now quite different. His business are varied, I think he'll share with it. He is from textile, cement, pharmaceutical, I think you name it, anything. So there are two very variant things to discuss. I must say that we must master in certain things. Fellow students, please note, jobs will not be very easily available now. You have to be entrepreneur. You have to be self-business. You have to do own your business. So use your ideas and try to do what you can do for the country and for yourself. I must say, what are the main reasons you can be successful? You can be successful, number one, if you have the devotion to duty. Whatever you do, you must devote your time and energy to that particular angle, number one. Number two, you must be clear in your vision. Your vision must be clear. You should not diverge here and there. Number three, be honest. And number four, more important, is ikhukul ibad. Remember others in the society also. Don't look at yourself. Look at everybody. You are fortunate to have education in this institute. Millions of people cannot afford it. Rather, billions of people cannot afford it. So you are the selected people. Therefore, it is a duty to do something for others also. I tell you, COVID, nobody in the world thought that such a pandemic come. I am 80-year-old, I never seen it. Who are suffering more? The richest nation, the rich people. The people, the nation which called them might, today they are no might. Today the highest deaths are in the developed countries, not in developing countries. Therefore, Allah has shown us that He is mightiest, nobody is might. He is, Allah is mightiest, and this lady just now read the version. We must remember that what Allah says. He said, if you can do something for somebody else, it is worth living. I remember in my school, at that time there were no traffic signals. I and his father, We were assigned to stay in Mandar Road to guide the people and get them from one place to another. Very small, tiny work. But that was the gesture we did. I must say that college has done a great service for the last 25 years. Mr. Shahjahan Karim, the founder, passed away, but Talib and Sabina, they are doing excellent work. And we must compliment them, get their devotion to the Institute. I am in touch from the day Institute is formed. I found them both, and others also, most reasonable and most competent and disciplined person. We should follow them. We should follow them. Because their father, when Institute was formed, they were studying in somewhere USA. But when they came back, and they had a choice to stay there also, the father asked them to come here and do, and they had done a wonderful job. Fellow students, let me tell you few things more. As I said earlier, what should be your goal? University teaches you, as a general version is said, that the teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself. Teachers open door for you, but you must enter yourself. And therefore, your entry should be one where we all get proud. Lastly, I would like to say, alumni is more important. Alumni should not, by passing away, go from the institute. You must contribute to the institute in terms of teachers, in terms of helping them in raising the endowment fund. You must help them and guide them. If you are going anywhere and you find something new and you think education is improved, I think our management is open to discuss this and be guided. Lastly, I would like to once again congratulate you. I am sorry we are not able to get you here and give degree, but you are with us all the time. Institute will be with you all the time, and I wish you all best of luck in your future life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. It is my distinct pleasure to request Mr. Talib Syed Karim, President of the Institute of Business Management, to share the important milestones the Institute has reached in the academic year of 2019 to 2020 by presenting its progress report.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Governor, Chancellor IoBM, Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed, our keynote speaker, Mr. Ali Tabba, members of the board, faculty, parents, and graduating students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we meet under the most unusual of circumstances at our 23rd convocation to celebrate the graduation of our Silver Jubilee class, the class of 2020. For nearly 1,400 graduating students who are watching this through live streaming, this day marks the culmination of either the ultimate or penultimate stage of their academic journey, allowing them to embark on their professional careers better equipped or more accomplished than when they joined us. And I promise those graduates who are not with us because of the current situation that we will celebrate with you this year, inshallah, as soon as things improves in this country. Unfortunately, this auspicious occasion is overshadowed by a global pandemic that has not only impacted every aspect of our lives, but has also disrupted economic, social, political, and financial with an elevated rate of inflation and rising unemployment for the current fiscal year. However, even under this grim scenario, many positive events have unfolded that bear witness to the resilience of the human race and, of course, the advantage that technology provides us today. The arrival of the pandemic stimulated the adoption of technology at an accelerated pace in much of the education sector in Pakistan and elsewhere. Distance learning solutions that seemed distant in our part of the world inevitably came upon us in the spring of 2020 with a clear sign that was here to stay. We had never imagined in spring 2019, when we had decided to adopt Moodle's LMS, a globally acknowledged open source learning system, as part of our campus-wide technology upgrade, that it would soon become so integral to our operations. We sped up the rollout of Moodle LMS as we clearly envisioned greater reliance on technology in the months ahead. To ensure that our initiative progress unhindered, we also established an online academic council, the OAC, in March 2020, comprising the rector, deans, and heads of departments under my supervision, to deliberate urgently needed changes in policies and procedures and ensure meticulous implementation of the decisions taken by the council. Facilities for video recording and editing facility were quickly made available on the media floor in the SSK building under a specialist videographer and a couple of student interns so that the faculty members could record their lectures and presentations there and receive their edited videos within hours. I would like to acknowledge here the contribution of every department whose support and dedication made it possible for us to deliver uninterrupted quality teaching and learning throughout this difficult time. Amongst our major achievements this year on the academic front, I would like to mention is the re-accreditation of the College of Business Management, CBM, by the National Business Education Accreditation Council, or NBAC, that works under the administrative control of the Higher Education Commission. After a full review that included a peer review visit in January last year, CBM was recognized as a W category business school and awarded re-accreditation for a period of 5 years from 2020 to 2025. It may be worth pointing out that only 7 universities in the country have qualified for full accreditation from NBAC this year. So my full appreciation to the faculty members, rector, and the deans. We are now fully focused on working towards AACSB accreditation. AACSB is one of the oldest and most widely renowned international accrediting bodies for business schools in the world. Some work was done last year on the AACSB application, yet considerably more work needs to be done. I have therefore constituted a new accreditation committee under Associate Dean CBM and hope this fairly demanding multi-stage, multi-year process will now pick up the pace. Another more notable achievement has been in terms of an upgrade in our enduring relationship with ICAP, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, that has benefited our students over the years. This year, ICAP awarded IoBM the status of an RDAI, a relevant degree awarding institute, which is first among all business schools in the country. This award recognizes IBM as an educational partner and will benefit those of our graduates who are interested in pursuing their higher education in the field of business and finance at ICAP. They will be exempted from several equivalent courses and as a result save valuable time. Again, my appreciation to the faculty members and the deans. 4 years ago, we established the IoBM Endowment Fund, designed expressly to support free education for individuals from the least privileged sections of society. A substantial contribution to the endowment fund from our Chancellor, Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed, has helped us achieve our fundraising target ahead of time. In recognition of that significant contribution and his unrivaled support to IIBM over more than 25 years, we dedicated the College of Computer Science and Information Systems building and the faculty in the name of Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed. Thank you, Bashir sir. The IoBM outreach program, which was set up in 2015 at the behest of our founder president, the late Mr. Shahjahan S. Kareem, continues to reach out to talented and deserving youth from the less developed districts of Sindh. As part of the process, promising students identified from these districts are brought to the campus every academic year to be coached and taken through a test before being finally selected and enrolled in a 4-year, fully funded undergraduate degree program of their choice. The number of outreach students, men and women, currently enrolled at the College of Engineering and Sciences has increased to 57. The first batch of 11 students had graduated in the last academic year, and 4 students are expected to graduate this year. A fresh intake of 12 students is also expected in spring of 2021. IBM has had a long-standing agreement with TCF, the Citizens Foundation, with a view to accommodate deserving students of the TCF school system who wish to pursue college-level education and eventually fulfill their dream of improving the quality of life. 9 deserving students have been awarded full scholarships during 2020, bringing the total up to TCF alumni currently enrolled at IBM to 48. Here I would like to mention the significant contribution made by Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba towards providing generous financial assistance and supporting the students. Our other major contributor is Mr. Sikandar Sultan, who is also our board member in setting up of Shan Endowment Fund. A family fund under the name of Kareem Endowment Fund has also been set up to help the deserving students. During the current academic year, we continue to offer our students the benefit of studying for a full semester at one of our 60+ partner universities across Asia, Europe, and North America to broaden their horizons and enhance their prospects. The Entrepreneurship and Management Excellence Center under ORIC at IBM has traditionally focused on offering executive development programs and training workshops, as well as organizing conferences, seminars, and workshops in collaboration with our 4 colleges. Early this year, however, we've decided to broaden the scope of activities of ORIC, enabling it to take 2 major initiatives. The first initiative taken in May this year was to establish the SSK Business Incubation Center, named after our founder president, the late Mr. Shahjahan S. Kareem, to manage a business incubation program in which students with an entrepreneurial bent of mind could incubate their startups. Despite the fact that we were in a lockdown phase in May when the program was announced, more than 150 students have submitted their projects ideas online over the course of the last 6 months. Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed, our Chancellor, inaugurated this center last year. I'm pleased to announce Dr. ASK 500K Grant Challenge that will sponsor 5 best innovative and tech-based business plan, initially across Sindh and later across the country, inshallah. Dr. Ahmed S. Kareem, who was our first Dean of College of Computer Sciences and Information Systems and is suffering from long illness, has contributed rupees 2.5 million from his own fund to this challenge. The second major initiative taken by ORIC is the decision of establishment of a Fab Lab. Fab Lab programs are generally designed to provide access to tools, knowledge, and finances to innovate and invent using technology and digital fabrication. Currently, there are over 1,700 interconnected Fab Labs working in over 100 countries of the world. This is more commonly known as MIT Fab Lab. I'm also pleased to announce the creation of a fully functional vertical hydroponics farm that will be used as a model farm to train a new generation of farmers in using agri-tech to operate farms on a commercial scale and produce healthy organic food. I know Sharif Saab has a lot of interest in that. We are grateful to the FAL group that as part of the CSR activity, they have contributed rupees 45 million for setting up a vertical farming project here on campus to create awareness about food security and to invoke interest in research. And I'm happy to tell you that we have started getting cherry tomatoes growing now. So we'll all share that eventually. In line with the pivotal role Alumni Association, as pointed out by Bashir Saab, play in universities around the world, in the best of universities, this is a very common phenomenon, alumni, how they play a role in that. We have created a space for an alumni office and lounge on the second floor of the SSK building, and the facility inaugurated was in November last year. This resulted in more frequent interaction and closer collaboration between EMAC and the Alumni Association, which led to the creation of a successful platform called Alumni Baithak, with the objective of organizing webinars and alumni meets. IoBM alumni from many major cities in North America, Europe, Australasia, Far East, Middle East, and Africa are attending the webinars that facilitate sharing of key business and industry insights and experiences between alumni and the students' body. Alumni meets, on the other hand, are strengthening social bonding between alumni living and working in different countries. Names that lay hidden in the recesses of the mind of many alumni are getting connected with faces, and faces are getting connected once again as close friends from yesteryears. And I welcome all of you to an alumni group now, sitting at the back, and those who are with us through live streaming, that you will, from after today, you'll become part of that group. As a consequence of another alumni association and initiative taken on the 3rd of June, the World Cycle Day, we became the first bicycle-friendly campus in Pakistan, which is also in addition to the sports infrastructure being maintained at IOBM for many years. Furthermore, an environment-related initiative led by the Director General, KMC Parks and Horticulture, who is also an IOBM alumnus, resulted in IOBM students' participation in KMC's Let's Green Karachi campaign, aimed at mapping different locations across the city. The mapping will help optimize the tree plantation drive being undertaken by KMC by scientifically determining which particular species would be best suited for each of the areas being mapped. Members of SLS, the Sustainable Living Society at IBM, as well as other students are participating in the mapping activity with KMC. This year, because of the COVID-19, we were unable to hold many conferences, but one conference on Islamic banking and finance, ICIBF 2020, was organized, where heads of different banks were present. The hybrid conference held on the 4th and 5th of November focused on assessing the impact of COVID-19 outbreak on micro, small size, and medium size enterprises. Last year in June, we had initiated work on our strategic plan 2020-24. Over 2 days, a leadership team of 30 people met in an off-site location. We went through a structured process that involved using standard strategic planning tools to take a detailed overview of the higher education sector and holistically analyze the competitive environment that led to a more precise understanding of the challenges faced by us, and also helped in defining the overall goals of our strategic plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to turn my attention to the graduating class of 2020 and the respective parents. To the students, I would like to say that you have a special place in the history of this institution, as you are our Silver Jubilee class. It is true that your convocation, the 23rd for this institution, is unlike any other convocation we have organized before, but the fact that we have been able to pull off our first virtual, a little bit hybrid convocation bears testament to the innate qualities of our people and our systems. The world of work that you are entering is disrupted. Unemployment in this country has risen sharply, and so has the cost of living because of our weak fundamentals. A survey conducted by Ipsos Pakistan, part of Global Market Research and Consultative Firm, has concluded a consumer confidence index in Pakistan dipped to 22 in June, compared to the global index of 45, which, by the way, has also slipped during this time. Yet, even in this grim scenario, technology-based businesses across the world are witnessing a surge in their revenue and profitability, signaling that the much-awaited paradigm shift toward a new generation of technologies is already in progress. In fact, only businesses that are agile enough to realign themselves to the change that is taking place stand a chance to not only survive, but also benefit the most. Businesses in Pakistan indeed have a long way to go in terms of integrating information technology fully into their operations, but researchers published recently suggest a healthy growth in that direction. That is why I believe that most of you who were born in the era of information technology and deserve the title of digital natives have better prospects of either finding jobs in digitally oriented businesses or creating such businesses yourselves. It is true that small businesses also require a certain amount of capital to meet their startup requirements and operating expenses, but many new technology businesses require relatively modest capital, and funding for sound business ideas also becoming more readily available in Pakistan today. Our decision to launch the Business Incubation Program also reflects their prospect, and we are lucky that our board comprises of very successful businessmen who can also help you in developing your ideas. Finally, I would like to remind the outgoing class that your success in your academic pursuits here has to a great extent been possible because of your parents. Their boundless devotion for you as well as their prayers have played an extraordinary role in your success in achieving a major milestone in your life. It is now up to you to decide how much of that devotion can you show to repay even a part of the loving care you have received. So how about a big hand to your parents from all of us? Before I conclude, I would like to convey the very best wishes to you on behalf of all of us at this institution, whose corridors you have walked through in your pursuit of excellence and a professional career. I would also like to thank our Board of Governors, senior management, members of our distinguished faculty and administrative staff, and also earnestly pray that may Almighty Allah bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. To introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2020, I would now like to invite Dr. Samra Javed, Head of Office of Research, Innovation and Commercialization, and Advisor to the Office of President.
Thank you, Dr. Mavish. It is an honor to introduce a graduate who has earned the highest academic excellence to truly represent you, the class of 2020, and the efforts of your proud parents. When I asked her how she would want her to be introduced, she said she believes in the maxim, and I quote, "Dreams do not become reality through magic." She completed her internship at the State Bank of Pakistan and another one at Citibank, and later worked as research writer at Aga Khan University. A writer, having written 2 novels, Snuffed Out based on Kashmir and The Golden Girl in Lockdown. Currently, she is working as a full-time senior executive copywriter at Logicos, a digital IT firm. She has been the recipient of Merit Scholarship in IoBM since 2017 and President's Merit List holder for 3 consecutive times. Not only that, she was also the gold medalist in intermediate commerce with 2nd position in Karachi. And on Friday, she also passed CFA level 1. Upholding the spirit of philanthropy IoBM has instilled into her, she has worked as a volunteer at the Citizens Foundation, Pakistan Speaks, and many times at IoBM as part of Finance Society. Today, at this prestigious ceremony, she is also a recipient of the gold medal as the highest CGPA holder in BBA, which is 3.84. I'm sure she would continue her life with the same kind of positive attitude and distinction she's brought to IoBM. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Sana Ahmed Alvi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was cast into a fire by the tyrant king, a small bird in its tiny effort to quench the fire carried meager drops of water in its beak. Upon being mocked on how could she hope to douse the fire with such little water, the bird replied unperturbed, "So when I meet my Creator, I can say I did my part to see that it was extinguished." Esteemed Chancellor, worthy keynote speaker, Honorable President, members of the Board of Governors, respected Executive Director, admirable faculty, my dear fellow graduates, and their proud parents. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all. Over the last 4 years here at IoBM, together we have worked, enjoyed, laughed, and learned a lot. But I believe the most important value IoBM has instilled in us is the attitude of making a difference. And that has really made a difference. In our final year, just as we were getting ready to rise and shine and celebrate as the graduating class of 2020, COVID-19 reared its head. A novel coronavirus with the potential to turn itself into a pandemic. Finding ourselves on shaky ground, we frantically adjusted to virtual classrooms and online exams, a totally novel experience for us. While we enjoyed taking classes in our own personal space, wearing comfy casual clothing, there was enough anxiety surrounding us. Load shedding, connectivity problems, or laptop crashing, just when it was badly needed. In the most unsympathetic environment, we managed quite well. As a Chinese proverb goes, a wise man adapts himself to circumstances as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. Our dedicated faculty members, on their part, had to speed up their process of learning and get a firm grasp on multiple software while propping us up and supporting us in every way they could. I'm sure we all realized soon enough that success in the face of adversity does not necessarily come to the strongest or to the most intelligent among us, but it does come to those who can best manage change. Dear friends, today we celebrate our graduation day. So let's celebrate with verve and vitality. And as we step into our future, let us strive to become successful entrepreneurs, business executives, engineers, financial advisors, or media executives. But let us not lose sight of the fact that we are each born to serve a higher purpose in life. And it is now our cosmic mission to find it. As John Glenn, the first US astronaut to circle the moon, said, "We are more fulfilled when we are involved in something bigger than ourselves." Unquote. We must strive to contribute to the welfare of other people. As Robert F. Kennedy puts it, and I quote, "Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events, and in the total of all those acts will be written the history of this generation." Unquote. Our lives can thus achieve true meaning. Before I conclude, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank, on behalf of the graduating class, all those eminent people who have brought us so much joy over the last 4 years. For that, they shall remain etched in our minds forever. I'd like to thank our Chancellor, who reminded us time and again that we must always take care of the underprivileged. Our President, who always appreciated our little efforts and encouraged us to make a difference and to do something for our country. Our Executive Director, who loved us and treated us fairly. The inspiring faculty members who have lighted up our pathways for the future. And of course, our beloved parents for being our mentors and smoothing up our bumpy roads. Without such exemplary dedication and selfless support, we wouldn't be celebrating this day. My dear fellow graduates, saying goodbye is never easy. There will be hugs and there will be tears. But let us revel in the thought and be grateful that we have on this day achieved a truly major milestone in our lives. And as we move on, we know that IoBM will always retain a special place in our hearts because we have fond memories to carry with us of our time spent here. I'd like to finish with a quote of Ralph Waldo Emerson. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Unquote. So my fellow graduates, my teachers and mentors, we finally made it. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Sana. Among our esteemed guests is Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba, CEO, Lucky Cement, and the keynote speaker of this joyous ceremony. May I request Dr. Shahida Wazarat, Dean, College of Economics and Social Development, to introduce the keynote speaker and invite him to share his thoughts on the occasion.
Thank you, Dr. Mavish. Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba, following the footsteps of his late father, who was one of the founding members of Institute of Business Management, has been a generous and an all-time supporter and well-wisher of IoBM. He is simultaneously spearheading Lucky Cement Limited and Yunus Textile Mills Limited as the CEO, and also plays a pivotal role in providing strategic vision to ICI Pakistan Limited and Aziz Tabba Foundation as vice chairman. He started his career with Yunus Brothers Group, a family conglomerate, in 1991. Chairman of All Pakistan Cement Manufacturing Association, a regulatory body of cement manufacturers in Pakistan. Pakistan Textile Council, a think tank. He also served as chairman of Pakistan Business Council, a business advocacy forum. With extensive engagements in many community welfare projects, including Tabba Heart Institute, Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba serves on the board of governors at numerous renowned organizations. In recognition of his outstanding services and contribution to the business as well as the social development sector of Pakistan, the government of Pakistan awarded him with Sitare-e-Imtiaz in 2018. Not only that, but he's also the recipient of the Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry Businessman of the Year, Gold Medal Award for 2012 and 2013, and the World Economic Forum's title of Young Global Leaders. I welcome Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba. Thank you very much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Bashir Jan Muhammad, Chancellor, IoBM, Talib Karim Saab, President, IoBM, Board of Governors, faculty, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Bashir Saab, for your gracious words. To begin with, I would like to congratulate the graduating class of 2020. Let us give them a big round of applause, for the graduates. On this day of your graduation, as you are poised to transition into the real world and the next phase of your life, take a moment to reflect on the privilege of higher education that you have had the good fortune to benefit from. Consider the knowledge you have gained during your time at IoBM as a springboard towards carving a legacy for yourselves built on the pillars of honesty, hard work, and dedication. In the words of Victor Hugo, the famous French philosopher, change your opinions, keep to your principles, change your leaves, keep intact your roots. So leap into the world, secure in the knowledge that with hard work, determination, and dedication, you will flourish, inshallah. To you, the leaders of tomorrow, the real world beckons you, and your country needs you. I believe going forward, both businesses and individuals will need to be armed with 5 key qualities: resolve, resilience, return, reimagination, and reform. A McKinsey report detailed these qualities as a driving force for business leaders to navigate their way in the future. Adaptability, speed, and resilience on a continuous basis will become prerequisites for success. In Pakistan, there are a lot of opportunities. This is a very close subject to my heart, especially the economy of Pakistan. I always say to people that we still haven't scratched the surface yet. There are a lot of opportunities in our country: manufacturing, agriculture, mining, service industry, and there is also a lot of potential in exports. To start with manufacturing, what I've seen that Pakistan has prematurely deindustrialized, over the years. Pakistan has become a more trading nation than a manufacturing nation, and a country with a population of 220 million people, manufacturing is very important. Our share of manufacturing in our GDP is only 15.5%. If you compare the other developing countries of the world, the manufacturing share is at least 35 to 40%. It means that Pakistan really has to invest in manufacturing. It has 2 advantages. It does the import substitution, and at the same time, it provides and open opportunities for jobs. Pakistan, with the population, as I said, of 220, we need to absorb a lot of new people in the job market every year. And if we don't invest in manufacturing, it means that we are not giving the opportunity for people to get employed. Then I would say that the policies, which are being introduced in this government and in some of the policies in the last government, you will see a lot of disruption also in the manufacturing. I will take example of automobile. Pakistan automobile was predominantly by 3 manufacturers, over the years. They have done a good job, in serving the customers, but they haven't innovated, enough to keep up with the competition. Now, the new entrants, which have come in, will give new options and choices to the consumer. And with the electric vehicle policy in place, this disruption will going to continue in the future. So Pakistan, has the potential that we should look into the manufacturing option, try to do as much as we can in terms of import substitution. At the same time, I would like to also touch upon the mining. Pakistan has huge reserves, of copper, gold, and other rare earth elements in Balochistan and other provinces of Pakistan also. Over the last 73 years, unfortunately, we really haven't been successful in exploring these precious mines and minerals due to policy framework, And even in the past, there were few foreign companies which were interested in coming into Pakistan. But because of our infrastructure and the policies, some of those people who wanted to start mining got into litigation, and unfortunately the Supreme Court, also dismissed those foreign investors, and now the government of Pakistan itself is in litigation. If I tell you and quantify, the value of those mines and minerals in Balochistan, I think it's in hundreds of billions of dollars, But keeping them and not touching them means that we are not doing justice to our country. So we really want people to come forward, and try to take the leap of faith and start going into businesses which are unconventional in Pakistan. We have conventional businesses, which is a comfort, and but at the same time, we are not exploring the real business which gives the opportunity for us to invest. Agriculture, Talib Sahab just mentioned that Pakistan, has a large land, but unfortunately, the water resources and the availability hasn't been enough for us to cultivate new areas of land, especially in areas such as Balochistan. So there is also an immense potential, in a complete supply chain from mass crops like cotton, wheat, sugarcane, and rice, but also into fruits and vegetables, which are much more value-added products, and we can also export from Pakistan. Service industry, tourism, because of COVID-19, people in Pakistan have started exploring Pakistan also. People are traveling from Karachi all the way to the north by road, and they're exploring the beauty of Pakistan. They're seeing the great potential of tourism which exists in this country. The coastal belts of Karachi along all the way on coastal highway, if you go to Gawadar, you have a beautiful beach. But all of these are unexplored, you know. So I think now with the law and order situation getting better in this country, we should explore, and there is a lot of potential also in this area. Now, when I come to export potential, you know, Pakistan with the population and the size, you know, we only export $24 billion worth of goods and services. You know, I was in Philippines last year before COVID, you know, and somebody took me to an area which is the IT center and call center. That area alone exports about $20 billion worth of services. So as an English-speaking country, you know, there's a great potential also in the call center. I think call center business was in Pakistan, but it gradually moved out. But now because the technology is available, you know, so, and we have the latest, you know, Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So Pakistan definitely has a great potential also to look into that, because with export of 24 billion, this country is going nowhere. Pakistan at least needs to earn minimum $100 billion worth of foreign exchange, you know, to sustain ourselves and to grow. So if we want to grow at 5% or 6%, you know, it means that it has to be export-led growth. And as I outlined earlier, you know, that the export potential lies in every field, from manufacturing to mining to service. So we should really try and explore, you know, and you are the leaders for tomorrow. You really need to get into the business, which may be challenging and difficult, but you know, Bashir Saab and us, you know, we are there to guide you, to help you, and navigate you through these challenges. I would also like to appreciate, you know, that recently the policies which are introduced by the government of Pakistan during this COVID-19 helped Pakistan economy to bounce back very quickly compared to the world which is still in recession. Mr. Bashir Saab also touched base, you know, that we are lucky, you know, that in Pakistan, we definitely have some job losses, especially in the service sector, but by far, this country has navigated this COVID-19 pandemic much better than other countries. The smart lockdowns and the support of the people, we have really done well, and I'm very hopeful for the future also. Technology, you know, we talk about technology, which is the future for sure, but also gives you a lot of opportunity, you know, for new graduates, you know, to participate in the startups. If I take example of Careem, you know, one of the co-founder of Careem was also Pakistani. They sold Careem to Uber about a year and a half ago for $3 billion. The company was formed about maybe 5 years, 6 years. So if really technology is a disruption of the future, you know, and Pakistan, you know, we always look outside for solutions. About a year or 2 years ago, you know, I was sitting with some foreign diplomats, and he asked a question to a lady, what do you think about e-commerce? She said, look, you know, we want Alibabas of the world to come to Pakistan. So he was very angry, you know, he said, why Pakistanis always look outside for people to come in? Why don't you invest, and why don't you create your own businesses, you know? Why don't you create your own gateways of e-commerce and technology, and then export that, you know, to other countries also, rather than importing that technology ourselves? A great example is China, you know, I mean, they don't have WhatsApp, you know, they have WeChat, you know, they have their own technology, because the data, you know, which is being exploited by these technological companies like Facebook and Google's, you know, these are valuable data, you know. And if we can have the same kind of search engines and other tags, you know, we can do a better job in Pakistan. So my advice is, you know, that graduates of today, you know, you have lived in this technology and you understand this better than any of us. You should take a leap of faith, you know, and do some kind of invest or, you know, participate in the startups. And there's a lot of capital available, you know. If you have innovation, an innovative idea, you know, and you can really sell that idea, trust me, there's so much capital available, not just in Pakistan, but also Pakistan, outside Pakistan also, you know. Recently, Bazaar, you know, I'm sure you must have heard of, raised about $20 million in Singapore, you know. So this kind of capital and risk appetite is available. So I'm sure if you have a great idea to sell, you will be able to raise money. That should not be a problem. Then also, you know, there's a great potential in artificial intelligence, automation, and other exponential technologies such as digitalization to make smarter workflows is immense. A focus on supply chain resilience, cybersecurity, and adoption of such technologies will help improve operational scalability and flexibility. Individuals and businesses have learned to reconsider their futures and their plan. If there was ever a year for strategy, 2020 was the year to understand. Because of COVID-19 pandemic, the volatility and fragility brought on by the pandemic is also an opportunity to refresh and reimagine. As Mr. Bashir Saab said, I'm the generation between him and the graduate, and his word of advice, is unparalleled and unmatched. The experience, which they have over the last 80 years, we still have a long way to understand. But at the same time, if we analyze that the technology which will bring disruption, I think you are better poised, to take the benefit of it than us and him, So it's really important that how we shape the narrative of this country. This country needs success stories. We need to build success stories. Not one can do it, I mean, our business and our group has been built over 3 generations. As Mr. Bashir said, the business was started by my grandfather in '62, carried by my father, and then myself, and now my daughter and my son has also joined business about a year ago. So it's built slowly and gradually, so there's no quick gain. Everyone has to invest time, energy, and pray for success. And success comes from the top, it's not in our hand. At the same time, if you are successful, you should pay back to the community, because there are a lot of underprivileged people who needs quality education, who needs quality health, and we have to pay back to the community. Paying back to the community is the biggest satisfaction you can ever get. Making money is one thing, but I'm sure Mr. Bashir Saab will also agree that paying back to the community gives you the biggest satisfaction, I mean, making money, being successful is one thing, it's all something that comes and goes, but this is something that stays close to your heart, that stays very close to your community, and we should all be grateful to Almighty, for what He has given and the opportunity, The people in this room, we are all grateful to Him because He has given you the tool and the mindset, and you've been lucky to graduate, today from here. Also, I would like to pay my tribute to late Shahjahan Karim Saab for setting up this world-class institute, for our people. I've seen myself how the institution has evolved over the last 25 years. My family has been closely associated with this institution since its inception. My late father was also a member of Board of Governors till 2005. After his passing away, I was requested by Shahjahan Karim Saab to join the Board of Governors, and I joined it. And since then, I am also associated with this institution. They have done a great job. IoBM is also in the top 3 universities of Pakistan. I wish them all the success for the future, and I'm sure they will play a very pivotal role in providing quality education to our people. I would also like to congratulate once again our students, and I hope and wish you all the success in your new life. We are always here for you. If you need any help, I'm sure you can get our contact details with Talib Saab and the institute itself. We would really like to encourage people to come into businesses. I'm sure some people will go into family business, some people will choose some profession, some will go into government services, but I'm sure some will become entrepreneurs themselves. So for those who want to enter into business, we are here to help you and support you and guide you, and wish you, I hope that you will play a very positive role in building this country. Thank you so much.
A profoundly inspiring speech indeed. Thank you, Mr. Tabba. Honorable Mr. Imran Smail is the 33rd governor of the province and patron of the Institute of Business Management. Since assuming office, he has taken a keen interest in the development of higher education in the province. It is my pleasure to invite the Governor Sindh to share his thoughts on the occasion.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Janab Bashir Jan Mohammed Saab, Chancellor, IoBM. Talib Karim Saab, President of IoBM. Sabina Mohsin, Executive Director, Administration. Rectors, Dean, Faculty, Parents, Graduates, Students of 2020. Assalamu alaikum. आज मुझे खुशी है कि मैं आपके इस कॉन्वोकेशन पे آپ کے ساتھ ہوں. اور ساتھ ہی ساتھ ایک افسوس بھی ہے کہ ہم اس طرح سے کنوکیشن کا آغاز نہیں کر پا رہے ہیں جیسے ہم ہر سال کیا کرتے ہیں. یعنی کہ کووڈ کی وجہ سے ہمیں یہ الیکٹرانک فیسلٹی کا سہارا لینا پڑ رہا ہے اور ہم دو بدو بات نہیں کر پاتے. مجھے ہمیشہ بڑی خوشی ہوتی ہے جب بھی کنوکیشنز ہوتے ہیں, وہاں پر جا کے اسٹوڈنٹ سے مل کے, اساتذہ سے مل کے, فیکلٹی دیکھ کے, فیسلٹی دیکھ کے بڑا دل کو اطمینان ہوتا ہے کہ پاکستان میں کوالٹی ایجوکیشن اب آرام سے دستیاب ہے. ہمارے بچوں کو پاکستان سے باہر تعلیم حاصل کرنے کے لیے جانے کے لیے ضرورت نہیں ہے, بلکہ پاکستان کے اندر بھی اسی کوالٹی کے انسٹیٹیوشنز جیسے IoBM ہیں اب موجود ہیں کہ جو اسی اسٹینڈرڈ پہ, اسی ویژن کے اوپر بلکہ بہتر ایجوکیشن پرووائڈ کر رہے ہیں. اور جو کہ والدین کے اوپر جو ایک بار ہوتا ہے بچوں کو باہر بھیجنے کا, اس میں ریڈکشن ہے, اس میں اس کے کوٹر پیسوں میں پاکستان میں وہی تعلیم انہیں مل جاتی ہے, وہ ڈگری جس کی دنیا بھر میں رسپیکٹ ہو, جس دنیا بھر میں مانی جائے, جس کی وجہ سے ہمارے بچوں کو جابز اور بزنس میں آسانی ہو, وہ یہاں پر اب آسانی سے موجود ہے. میں آپ کو یہ بتانا چاہتا ہوں کہ جو سال کووڈ کا گزرا ہے یہ پوری دنیا کے اوپر بڑی ایک مشکل گھڑی کا اور ایک بڑا مشکل ایک امتحان گزرا ہے. لیکن وہ ممالک جنہوں نے اس کو بڑے بہتر اور احسن طریقے سے نمٹا, جنہوں نے اپنی ذہانت اور قابلیت اس میں لگائی, جنہوں نے ویژن اس میں لگایا اور اللہ کی مدد جن کو شامل رہی, وہ ممالک اس کووڈ سے بڑی کامیابی کے ساتھ اس سے جنگ میں لڑے اور دونوں محاذ پہ کامیابی حاصل کی. یعنی اکنامک پہ بھی, اور اکنامک پہ تو انہوں نے کی ساتھ میں جو کیجولٹی ریٹ تھا وہ بھی بہت لو رہا. اور مجھے یہ بتانے میں خوشی ہوتی ہے کہ وزیر اعظم عمران خان کے ویژن کے مطابق جو کووڈ پہ ہم نے کام کیا, اس کی وجہ سے پاکستان میں کیجولٹی ریٹ اللہ کی مہربانی کے ساتھ بہت کم رہا, اور پاکستان دنیا میں ایک اسٹڈی کیس بنا پاکستان کہ جس نے کووڈ سے مقابلہ کیا. یعنی ہماری جو نیبرنگ کنٹریز ہیں, خاص طور سے ہندوستان جس کا نہ صرف اکنامک طور پہ بیڑا غرق ہوا, ان کے لوگوں میں اموات زیادہ ہوئیں, ان کے ہسپتال کم پڑ گئے, سڑکوں پہ لوگ آ گئے, لاشیں اٹھانے والا کوئی نہیں تھا. اور بالکل جو مودی نے حال اس وقت ہندوستان کا کیا ہے, وہ کووڈ سے پہلے بھی وہ بربادی کی طرف لے جا رہا تھا, اور کووڈ میں تو اس نے بالکل ہی اس کو ہندوستان کو بربادی کی طرف دھکیل دیا. آن دا کنٹری, ہمارے وزیر اعظم کے ویژن کے مطابق جب ہم نے کووڈ سے فائٹ کی ہے, اس میں اللہ کی مدد شامل رہی اور پاکستان اکنامک وائبل کنٹری بن گیا. یہ ایک اپرچونٹی اس میں سے پاکستان نے نکالی کووڈ میں سے. میں آپ کو کچھ ایکسٹراڈنری پروگریس آن اکنامی آپ کو بتاتا چلوں. انفلیشن ڈکریز ہوئی 12.6% سے 7.9% پہ. FBR ٹیکس کلیکشن گروتھ جو ہے وہ 469 بلین روپیز ہوئی, 469 بلین روپیز سے 508 بلین روپیز پہ چلی گئی. ایکسپورٹس have grown from 1.99 billion to over 2.35 billion. Foreign remittance have been arranged at high of 2 billion and foreign reserves stand at 13 billion. یہ پاکستان کا جو سرپلس اکاؤنٹ ہے, یہ 17 سال کے بعد پاکستان سرپلس میں آیا. اس سے پہلے صرف ڈیفیسٹ میں رہتا تھا پاکستان. Exceptional progress has been made on CPAC projects. Phase 1 has been completed on schedule despite of COVID-19. بڑی ساری چیزیں ایسی اور میں آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کر سکتا ہوں, لیکن آج ہم کنوکیشن پہ مجھے آپ کو صرف بتانے کا مقصد یہ تھا کہ اپنے ملک پہ ٹرسٹ کریں. پاکستان از آن دا رائز, اور اس رائزنگ پاکستان کے اندر سب سے زیادہ وزیر اعظم عمران خان کو جس پہ بھروسہ ہے وہ اپنی یوتھ پہ بھروسہ ہے. جو یوتھ ہماری اب نکل رہی ہے, جو آپ ہیں, جو آپ کے ہاتھ میں جب پاکستان کی تقدیر آئے گی, جب آپ اپنے ایسی جگہ پہنچیں گے کہ جہاں سے آپ ڈرائیونگ فورس بنیں گے پاکستان کی, تو آپ کو ایک یہ بہت بڑی اپرچونٹی آج اللہ کی طرف سے ملی ہے کہ آپ یہاں سے گریجویٹ کر کے جا رہے ہیں. آپ چند خوش نصیب لوگوں میں سے ہیں جو اچھے انسٹیٹیوشن پہنچ سکتے ہیں, اور اچھے انسٹیٹیوشن پہنچنے کے لیے ضروری نہیں کہ آپ ہی سب سے زیادہ ذہین لوگ ہیں کیونکہ یہاں پہنچ گئے. اس میں اللہ کی رضا بھی ایک چیز ہوتی ہے کہ اللہ نے جس کو جہاں پہنچانا ہوتا ہے وہاں سے پہنچا دیتا ہے. آپ کی محنت اپنی جگہ اس میں شامل حال رہی ہوگی, آپ کے والدین کی قربانیاں, فائنینشیل قربانیاں اس کے اندر شامل رہتی ہیں. ہو سکتا ہے کہ باہر فٹ پاتھ پہ جو بچے بیٹھے ہوں وہ آپ سے مجھ سے زیادہ ذہین ہو, گیونگ اے چانس, سو ایکول اپرچونٹی ہم نے اس ملک میں دینی ہے، امیر اور غریب کو تعلیم میں ایکول اپرچونٹی ہم نے دینی ہے. پھر اس کا نصیب کہ کون آگے جاتا ہے کون پیچھے رہتا ہے. تو آپ کو بتانے کا مقصد یہ تھا کہ جب بھی آپ کے پاس اللہ یہ موقع دے تو آپ نے کسی نہ کسی غریب بچے کا سہارا بننا ہے، اسے آپ نے وہاں پہنچانا ہے جہاں وہ ڈیزرو کرتا ہے. اس انسٹیٹیوشن میں جس طرح کے آپ انسٹیٹیوشن میں پڑھے ہیں وہاں اس کو موقع ملنا چاہیے. اور یہ ہمارے مذہب میں بھی یہ بات شامل ہے کہ ہم نے اپنی اللہ کی مخلوق کی مدد کے لیے آگے بڑھنا ہے. پاکستان کو آپ پہ بھروسہ ہے، وزیر اعظم عمران خان آپ کے اوپر ٹرسٹ کرتے ہیں. انہوں نے سب سے بڑی انویسٹمنٹ اپنی یوتھ پہ کی ہے. وہ آپ کو سافٹ لونز آفر کر رہے ہیں کامیاب جوان پروگرام کے تحت. تقریباً 2.5 کروڑ روپے کا آپ کو اسٹارٹ اپ لون دیا جا رہا ہے جو بہت سافٹ ٹرمز پہ ہے. آپ اپنے خوابوں کی تعبیر یہاں سے شروع کر سکتے ہیں کیونکہ آپ اب ڈفرینٹ سوچتے ہیں. ہم نے جہاں چھوڑا جہاں سے وہاں آپ شروع کر رہے ہیں. آپ نے جو آپ کی سوچ ہے وہ ایک ڈفرینٹ ہی اینگل پہ ہے. وہ شاید آپ کے والدین کو وہ سوچ سمجھ نہ آتی ہو، شاید ہماری عمر کے لوگوں کو سوچ سمجھ نہ آتی ہو، لیکن اب ہم دیکھ رہے ہیں کہ دنیا میں ینگ انٹرپرینیور جو ہیں انہوں نے اکانومی کا نقشہ ہی چینج کر دیا ہے. سو اس ینگ انٹرپرینیور کو عمران خان صاحب ٹرسٹ کر رہے ہیں اور کامیاب جوان پروگرام کے تحت وہ سافٹ لونز آفر کر رہے ہیں. پلیز ڈو یوٹیلائز دیٹ. ضروری نہیں ہے کہ آپ ڈگری لینے کے بعد جاب کی تلاش میں در در پھریں، بلکہ آپ جاب دینے والے بن سکتے ہیں. آپ کو جو بھی اس میں دقت ہو آپ حکومت سے رابطہ کریں. وزیر اعظم کی ویب سائٹ پہ آپ ڈائریکٹلی بات کر سکتے ہیں. یہ فوری انسٹنٹلی یہ چیز اویلیبل ہے اور اس کو آپ یوٹیلائز کریں تو آپ نہ صرف ملک کی اکانومی کا حصہ بن سکتے ہیں بلکہ آپ اکانومی کو سپورٹ کر سکتے ہیں. اور یہ ضرور وعدہ کیجیے گا کہ یہ لون ہے، یہ ایڈ نہیں ہے. تو اس کو آپ نے واپس کرنا ہے امانت سمجھ کے. یہ ملک کی امانت ہے، اسے لے کے یہ نہ سوچیں کہ یہ بس پیسے آ گئے اور اس کو ہم اڑا دیں، گاڑی لے لیں، کوئی اور کام کر دیں. آپ کو اسٹارٹ اپ میں جو ہیلپ کی ضرورت ہے وہ بھی حکومت پاکستان پرووائڈ کر رہی ہے. میں آپ سب کا ایک بار پھر مشکور ہوں کہ آج اس کانوکیشن میں آپ نے مجھے عزت بخشی، مجھے بلایا. آئی ہوپ کہ آپ کے نیکسٹ کانوکیشن میں ہم فزیکلی ایک دوسرے سے مل سکیں گے اور اسی طرح کے کانوکیشن جیسے پہلے ہوا کرتے تھے واپس سے ہوں گے پاکستان میں انشاءاللہ. پاکستان زندہ باد.
May I now request Dr. Syed Irfan Haider, Rector of the Institute of Business Management, to declare the conferment of bachelor's and master's degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Institute of Business Management, and with the permission of the Chancellor of the Institute, I admit the following students to the degrees and status of BBA-honors, BE Electrical, BS Honors Accountancy, Management and Law, BS Actuarial Sciences and Risk Management, BS Computer Science, BS Industrial Engineering and Management, BS Honors Accounting and Finance, BS Honors Economics and Finance, BS Honors Media Sciences, Media Studies, BS Mathematics and Economics, BS Honors Social Entrepreneurship and Leadership, MBA Regular, MBA Executive, MBA Weekend, MBA Evening, MBA Advertising and Media Management, MBA Environment and Energy Management, MBA Educational Management, MBA Finance and Risk Management, MBA Industrial Management, MBA Media Management, MBA Health and Hospital Management, MBA Logistics and Supply Chain Management, MBA Media Management and Marketing, MSc organizational psychology, and HRM, along with all privileges to which recipients of these degrees and status are entitled in accordance with the statutes of this institute.
Graduates connected with us virtually are requested to stay with us till the very end for their individual recognitions. Once again, may I request Dr. Syed Irfan Haider, Rector of the Institute of Business Management, to declare the conferment of MS MPhil degrees. And to announce the names of the recipients of MS MPhil degrees, I would like to invite Dr. Adnan Bashir, Assistant Professor, Marketing Department, and Dr. Fayaz Ahmad, Assistant Professor, Engineering Management Department. Mr. President and Ms. Sabina Mohsin may please request the keynote speaker to join us for the presentation.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Institute of Business Management, and with the permission of the Chancellor of the Institute, I admit the following students to the degrees and status of MS Computer Science, MS Mathematics and Scientific Computing, MS Statistics and Scientific Computing, MS Engineering Management, MPhil Business Management, MPhil Organizational Psychology, MPhil Education, along with all privileges to which the recipients of these degrees and statuses is entitled, in accordance with the statutes of this institute.
Thank you, Dr. Mavish. So we'll start with the MPhil Business Management first. Ms. Aqsa Sikandar.
Ms. Seema Barkat Ali.
Aisha Yusuf.
Ms. Maghra Siddiqui.
Sayyid Mehdi ur Rahman. Now MPhil in Education.
Ms. Naina Hassan Ali.
Quratulain Ghulam Abbas.
Ms. Sukena Shaukat Ali.
Now MPhil in Organizational Psychology. Abid Tawfiq.
Ms. Saira Mushtaq.
Ruhi Yusuf.
Once again, may I request Dr. Syed Irfan Haider, Rector of the Institute of Business Management, to declare the conferment of PhD degrees. And I would like to invite Dr. Shujaat Mubarak, Associate Dean, College of Business Management, and Dr. Nadia Ayub, Associate Dean, College of Economics and Social Development, to introduce the names of the PhD degree recipients and introduce them.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Institute of Business Management, and with the permission of the Chancellor of the Institute, I admit the following students to the degrees and the status of PhD Environment and Energy Management, PhD Business Management, PhD Computer Science, PhD Education, along with all privileges to which recipients of these degrees and statuses is entitled, in accordance with the statutes of this institute.
Thank you, Dr. Irfan Sahab. PhD in Business Management, Junaid Ansari. Junaid Ansari is Assistant Professor in the Management and HRM Department at IoBM. His PhD thesis was aimed at measuring religion spiritual insights that influence attitude towards advertising during religious festivals. He was supervised by Professor Dr. Syed Irfan Haider.
Mohammad Sufyan Ramesh. Mohammad Sufyan Ramesh is an entrepreneur who has been managing his company, Images Unlimited, for 13 years. His PhD work was on visual appeal of stock photography for brand equity. He was supervised by Dr. Adnan Bashir and Dr. Tariq Jalis.
Next candidate is Muhammad Nawaz Iqbal. Muhammad Nawaz Iqbal is serving in Jubilee Life Insurance. His PhD research was focused on exploration of the factors that influence the link between product and distribution channels. He was supervised by Professor Dr. Amir Feroz Shamsi.
Shahid Aslam Mirza. Shahid Aslam Mirza is a senior manager with more than 22 years of experience in maritime public sector management. His PhD research work was focused on the evaluation of factors influencing balanced scorecard implementation. He was supervised by Dr. Qazi Afaq Ahmed and Dr. Nadeem Ishaq Qureshi.
PhD in Environment and Energy Management, Falakshad Mehman. Falakshad Mehman is a senior lecturer in the Industrial Management Department at IoBM. Her PhD work was focused on the climate change vulnerabilities and risk associated to women in rural and urban areas of Sindh. She completed her PhD thesis under the supervision of Professor Dr. Shahid Amjad.
Fahad bin Abdullah. Fahad bin Abdullah is a senior lecturer in the Industrial Management Department at IoBM. His PhD work was on building a model for energy security indicators, and index of Pakistan using principal component analysis. He was supervised by Professor Dr. Syed Irfan Haider and Professor Dr. Shahid Amjad.
PhD in Computer Science, Syed Mubashir Ali. Syed Mubashir Ali is serving as Assistant Professor in the Computer Science and MIS Department at IoBM. His PhD research was focused on the application of soft computing techniques for decision-making in supply chain management. He was supervised by Professor Dr. Muhammad Syed Aqil Barni.
PhD in Education, Sheikh Mohammad Irfan. Sheikh Mohammad Irfan is Assistant Professor at National Textile University, Karachi campus. His PhD work was on dynamics of reading practices and academic attainments of undergraduate students. He was supervised by Professor Dr. Nasreen Hussain and Dr. Kamal Ahmed Somro.
Thank you, everyone. May I now request the worthy board members to present the gold medals to the graduating class. The names of the recipients of gold medals will be announced by Dr. Farida Ibad, Associate Professor, Shah Jahan Syed Karim Academic Writing Center.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. It is my honor and privilege to announce the gold medalists of the batches of 2020. First of all, I would like to invite our beloved President, Mr. Talib Syed Karim, to give away the Shah Jahan S. Karim Gold Medal instituted in the name of his illustrious father. The medal is awarded to Sana Ahmed Alvi, BBA Honors, CGPA 3.84. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed to give away the Westbury Group of Companies Gold Medal to Fariha Mansoor, BBA Honors, 3.80. The One Link Private Limited Gold Medal goes to Hanzala Shafiq, BE Electrical, 3.53, and Mr. Bashir Jan Mohammed, please do the honors. The Imam Ali Qazi Memorial Gold Medal goes to Amna Adnan Fareed, BS Honors Accountancy, Management and Law, CGPA 3.79. Bashir Saab to do the honors. The Jan Muhammad Dawood Gold Medal goes to Nadir Noor Ali, BS Honors Social Entrepreneurship and Leadership, CGPA 3.52. Bashir Saab to do the honors, please. Right. The Channel Tech, the Halima Fatma Memorial Gold Medal goes to Muhammad Umar, BS Actuarial Science and Risk Management, CGPA 3.87. Muhammad Asad is the recipient of the Future Agri-Tech Gold Medal. He is BS Computer Science, CGPA 3.74. The EFU Life Assurance Limited Gold Medal goes to Farah Ahmed, BS Honors Accounting and Finance, CGPA 3.72. The National Bank of Pakistan Funds Gold Medal goes to Raza Sabi, BS Honors Economics and Finance, CGPA 3.57. Bashir Saab to do the honors, please. Thank you, Bashir Saab. Now I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba, to give the Tabba Foundation Gold Medal to Ikra Riaz Khan, MBA Regular, CGPA 3.53. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Masood Hashmi to give away the S.H. Hashmi Memorial Gold Medal to Hira Asif, BS Mathematics and Economics, CGPA 3.50. The next is the Shan Foods Gold Medal, which goes to Sara Rafiq Musani, MBA Weekend, CGPA 3.68. Hashmi Saab to please do the honors. The Marketing Association of Pakistan Gold Medal goes to Bilal Ahmed, MBA Evening, CGPA 3.72. Hashmi Saab to please do the honors. Zubair Saab, the Orient McCann Gold Medal goes to Zubair Ahmed, MBA Weekend, CGPA 3.66. Hashmi Saab, please do the honors. All right. Next, I would like to request Mr. Muhammad Sharif to. Tabba Saab ka ek tha ek. He had only one. Only one. Okay. All right. All right. Excuse me. I would like Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba to give away the Tufail Chemicals Gold Medal to Osama Naeem, MBA Evening, CGPA 3.75. That was it. That's it. That was it. You had only two. BS Honors, Media Studies, CGPA 3.69. The Management Association of Pakistan Gold Medal goes to Faryal Jabin, MBA Regular 3.69. Muhammad Sharif Saab to do the honors, please. Dr. Isa's Laboratory Gold Medal goes to Tahira Sultana, MBA Educational Management, CGPA 3.76. Sharif Saab to please do the honors. Divago Gold Medal goes to Fahad Anwar, MBA Finance and Risk Management, CGPA 3.56. Mr. Sharif to please do the honors. Okay. All right. Next, I would like Mr. Tabba to please give away the Ghulam Farooq Gold Medal to Muhammad Ali Khan, MBA Industrial Management, 3.76 CGPA. All right. We have given away all the Faisanji. All right.
There must be five on the list.
This is it. I would like Sharif Saab to give away the Afif Packages Gold Medal to Faika Shabir, MBA, Media Management and Marketing, CGPA 3.50. Last but not least, I would like to invite our Executive Director, Ms. Sabina Mohsen, to give away the Shama Kareem Gold Medal to Yumna Fatma Ahmed, CGPA 3.89. Finished. Who is that? Last, I would like Mr. Muhammad Ali Tabba to give away the Faizan Steel Gold Medal to Sumaya Muhammad Salim, MBA Logistic and Supply Chain Management, CGPA 3.64. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I declare the 23rd convocation of the Institute of Business Management closed. Thank you very much.
you.